Standing in line at the grocery store, watching the total tick past what you actually have in your bank account, brings on a very specific kind of anxiety. You know payday is 3 days away, but right now you need 20 or 30 bucks to cover a quick bill, fill up your gas tank, or pick up essential food. You reach into your pocket, pull out your smartphone, and consider using a cash advance app like FloatMe. The promise sounds simple enough. Get a fast micro advance without a credit check, avoid a brutal $35 bank overdraft fee, and go about your day. But before you tap download, you need to understand exactly what you are signing up for, because convenience in the financial technology world always comes with a price tag. The central problem many people face today is the timing mismatch between when life demands money and when a paycheck actually hits the bank account. Living paycheck to paycheck means even a small, unexpected expense can trigger a domino effect of financial stress. If your bank balance dips below zero, traditional banks jump at the chance to charge high overdraft fees. On paper, apps like FloatMe seem like a modern safety net designed to break that cycle. The platform promises short-term micro-advances, known as floats, ranging anywhere from $10 to $100, without requiring a traditional hard credit pull or charging loan interest. However, behind the clean smartphone interface lies a deeper financial fear. Are you actually solving a money problem, or are you just subscribing to a dynamic that keeps you constantly borrowing against your future earnings? The fear of getting trapped in a cycle of microdebt is very real. When you take a cash advance, your upcoming paycheck is automatically reduced by that amount the moment it direct deposits into your checking account. If your budget is already tight, starting your next pay period down $20, $50, or $100 immediately puts you on the back foot, forcing you to consider taking out another advance just to make it to the end of the month. To evaluate whether this tool makes sense for your wallet, you have to look closely at the pros. The first obvious benefit is accessibility. Because FloatMe does not perform credit checks, your credit score will not block you from getting approved, nor will requesting an advance harm your credit report. For workers with poor credit or no credit history, this removes a major barrier to entry. Second, FloatMe offers an in-app financial forecast feature. The software links to your checking account via secure partners like Plaid and analyzes your spending patterns and income flow. It then alerts you if your balance is trending dangerously close to zero, giving you a heads up before an overdraft occurs. Third, there are no interest charges. Unlike traditional payday loans that can charge predatory annual percentage rates, FloatMe does not calculate compounding interest on the money you borrow. Despite those highlights, the cons painting a much more restrictive picture cannot be ignored. The most critical issue is the cost structure relative to the small amount of money you actually receive. FloatMe charges a mandatory monthly subscription fee, typically around $3 to $5, just to maintain access to the service, regardless of whether you end up taking an advance that month. While $4 a month might sound like small change, if you only qualify for a tiny $20 advance, you're effectively paying a huge percentage of that advance just in membership dues. Furthermore, if you need that money right away to cover an emergency, standard delivery takes 1 to 3 business days. To get funds instantly, you must pay an additional express transfer fee, usually between $3 and $7 depending on the transfer size. When you stack a monthly subscription on top of an instant transfer fee for a small advance, the effective annual cost of borrowing that money skyrockets, easily rivaling short-term loan rates. Another key question users ask is whether they will actually get the maximum advertised advance limit. FloatMe advertises advances up to $100, but the reality for new users is far lower. Most new members are initially capped at just $10 or $20. The algorithm slowly determines if your advance limit increases based on your deposit consistency and bank balance history, meaning you cannot rely on getting a larger cushion when you first sign up. Additionally, FloatMe requires proof of regular direct deposits from a full-time or part-time job, which means gig workers, freelancers, and self-employed individuals may find themselves completely ineligible. So, what is the actionable takeaway here? FloatMe can work as an absolute last resort to avoid a single, massive bank overdraft fee if you only need a very small amount of cash to bridge a 2-day gap. However, it should never be treated as a long-term financial strategy or a regular source of income. If you decide to use it, plan ahead so you can use the free standard transfer option rather than paying extra for instant funding. If you find yourself relying on cash advances every single month, pause and reassess your budget. Cancel subscription-based advance apps. Build a tiny emergency buffer of even $50 in a separate savings account, or explore alternative apps that do not charge fixed monthly fees for low advance limits. Protecting your financial health means keeping more of your hard-earned paycheck in your own account, rather than slowly leaking it out through recurring subscription fees and express transfer charges.